it's Leah. So welcome to our vlog number 2. This week I wanted to talk a little bit about packaging. So 2 years ago, for 2012, I made a New Year's resolution to kind of limit packaging when I buy my food. And last year I kind of forgot all about it. But this year I'm sticking to it. My dear sweet older sister, Melissa, really started to show me, like, you can go shopping and not buy food in packaging. And by doing so, not only are you limiting the amount of waste that you have, but you're also limiting the amount of processed food that you consume. So I just wanted to share with you a couple of tips that I found really useful in the last couple of months. We've really been embracing this package-free sort of eating. So the first thing that's really simple is I take this basket and I try and remember every time we go to the grocery store to take this basket. And if I don't take this basket, I get paper bags. Paper bags we use for our trash cans. I know that's weird. People get Glad bags, apparently. That's what those big plastic trash bags are for. But I use the paper bags. They work great. They're biodegradable. And so, you know, if push comes to shove, I will use a brown paper bag. But they never just go directly into the trash. They are the actual bag that I use for trash, therefore eliminating that whole buying trash bags that are non-biodegradable thing. So check it out. I don't know, maybe that's a good tip for you. You know, instead of using plastic bags, use the paper bags that you bring your groceries home in. Just a tip. Otherwise, I use this basket, and over the years I've kind of collected random strange bags. So I have this little weird mesh bag and then a canvas bag over here. So today, Talon and I checked out the Winter Farmers Market here in Eugene, and it was great. There was, you know, 6 or 7 vendors there, and they all pretty much had the same thing, the cold crops. So we got some parsnip, and I'm going to make tasty parsnip soup. We got some cabbage, 2 heads of kale. We got some dried beans, which is really excited. I'm going to make some beans, some garlic. Yeah, so we got all of that at the farmer's market. It was all under $20. Ooh, something really exciting. Oh, we got some popcorn. So, super exciting, just grown out in Junction City, so about 10 miles away. So that is what we used for the farmer's market, is just this basket. No plastic bags besides the one that the vendor sold the popcorn in. So that was really great. We walked away from there with 2 Ziploc baggies, and we couldn't get out of there without them, basically. So that was really cool. Then when we went to the grocery store, a couple of quick things before we launch into that. The first thing is, Talon and I are not perfect. We're striving to be perfect. One day we will be. But for now, we're not. So we still buy, like, cheese and packaged stuff, like tortillas. We haven't ventured into making our own tortillas, but one day we will. So that's just to toss it out there. We are not perfect by any means, but, you know, every little step counts, I feel. So what I wanted to show you was all of the things that we reused. So the only things on this counter that have packaging are these 3 things that I just showed you. 2 chunks of cheese and tortillas. So I suppose if you're vegan, though, this really works great because you don't eat cheese and you probably don't eat lard-filled tortillas. So there you go. There's no packaging if you are a vegan out there. So there are our 3 things that we bought with packaging. The rest of this stuff, 4 can of tomato sauce for our yummy pizza that maybe you tried last week. The rest of these things we have all used before. So the first one is, this used to be hummus in here. But I filled it up with peanut butter. So what I did when I went into the store is I got the things that I was going to be weighing. So this jar I knew I was going to fill up with something. This container was empty, obviously, and I knew I was going to fill it up with something. This is our little shampoo bottle. For those of you with short hair, this is a really cool trick. We'll get to that in a second. But so I went up to the cash register and I sent Talon up there actually, but he went up there and asked them to just tear these, so weigh them, and then you just write on there with like a little, you can write on there with a Sharpie if you take a Sharpie, or ask the cashier to put a little tape on there and write on the container. So they tear this out so that the weight of the container is not added into the weight of the cost. So we went up there, weighed those all out, and then I went to the bulk section. The bulk section is your friend. Melissa taught me that. I was buying things in packages all the time, so flour and rice and beans. Don't do it, it's so much more expensive, so much more expensive. So, yeah, I went over to the bulk section. They have a little peanut butter maker, so I just flip the switch and it's all organic peanuts and it shoots out peanut butter. So I tossed it in here, wrote down the little number on there. They weighed it. So for all this peanut butter right here, I will tell you how much it was. It was, there it is, $4 for organic peanut butter. I can guarantee you this much peanut butter at a supermarket that's organic would not be $4 that came in a jar. It would be much more expensive. This here is olive oil. We paid a whopping $3.05 for all of that olive oil. It's organic, it's great. And then coffee. So this is a big one that we have struggled with. We always forget to bring these little coffee bags with us, so you can use any container that you want, but we have a million of these sitting in our drawer, so we just always take one and reuse it over and over and over and over and over and over again. So that's always a good way to kind of recycle those bags. The last two things, again, if you're vegan, this does not apply to you, but we do like to get meat from the butcher counter. The nice thing about our local supermarket is they stock local meat. So this is the local hamburger meat, organic grass-fed, happy cows, as happy as a cow can be before it's slaughtered. But yeah, so what we did, and the girl at the cash register was like, this is so weird. I was like, well, no, it's not. We just put our beef in here instead of some, you know, waxy paper that you throw away. And she was like, so people might judge you, but do it. Stay strong. But anyways, so this is a pound of beef. We shoved it in our little jar. We'll use it throughout the week. And then we can wash this jar and take it back. So I just designate some jars. I have like 3 jars going that I use for meat products. So every week I have a clean jar or whatever. It's really handy, and you don't have that waxy paper that has to go in the trash. You can't burn it. You can't do anything with it. It just has to be thrown away. So this is great. You don't have to throw anything away here, except to eat the delicious, delicious meat inside. This one is the pepperoni, like what I put on the pizza last week. And this is just a container that I think we got like Kalamata olives in here one week. And I just washed it and took it in, and they put their little sticker on there. And I don't know, I was pretty surprised the first time that we brought in our containers. The butcher people were all like, yeah, you guys go, way to save the planet. And you know, some people look at you and are like, oh my god, that's so gross. But to me, it's more gross to have like some waxy, moist, meaty thing in your fridge versus a nice, clean, sterile jar. So, I don't know, it's nice, saves some packaging. The last thing, that Talon was like, oh honey, we should really, really do this. I think it's great, let's try it. And I was like, no, forever. And then we finally tried it. It's shampoo. There's shampoo in the bulk section or in the health aisle section or shampoo section at most grocery stores. I don't know about those big chain grocery stores that are lame, but definitely your local grocery store, I can almost guarantee you, will have big jugs. And you just go and fill up your little bottle. Right now we got this last week, or no, I guess it was like a month ago actually. This little container, it was like 85 cents, and then we just teared it out, so this was 0.05 pounds. We write the number of the shampoo and fill this up, and this lasts us for like a month. If you have short hair, it's very handy. You don't use a lot of shampoo. So yeah, this is a great trick, and I'm so happy Talon finally made us do it. The last two things over here are the produce. So I always see people putting stuff into plastic bags in the produce section, like oranges and bananas. It drives me bananas. Don't do it. There's no reason to. You can wash your fruit when you get home. Unless you're going to a really gross grocery store, then fine, whatever, do what you need to do. But don't do it. Just put it in your basket, wash it when you get home. Bada bing, bada boom. So I just loaded up all of the apples, all of the different things in here. While we were in the store, we just put them in the basket, and then as they went over the conveyor belt. They're rolling all over the place, and I'm sure the cashier hated us, but it was fine, whatever. After she weighed them, we just stuck them all in this bag. So there's a whole bunch of apples mixed in there. We have some rice actually in here in just a brown paper bag. If you do go to the bulk section, use the paper bags. They're great, they're recyclable. You can toss them in your compost, you can toss them in your fireplace. So yeah, that's another little tip. And over here in this canvas bag, we got some oranges. They're so good. So yeah, these are kind of our tips as far as grocery shopping goes. I give my big sister, again, lots of credit in teaching us how to do this. But it's been really great, and it's interesting and kind of a challenge when you go in the grocery store and, you know, you're going to get the weird, sassy cashier who's going to be like, oh my god, you're so weird for putting that in a jar. Like, why would you do that? Whatever, she's silly. She doesn't get it, that's fine. But I don't know, I feel good walking out of the grocery store when I didn't use anything besides the wrapping in the cheese or whatever. I hope this has helped you, and I give you a challenge. The next time you go to the grocery store, okay, I give you 2 challenges. The next time you think about going to the grocery store, think about your different options out there. So I know lots of you live in small towns where you can't get to a grocery store that's local, so go to whatever grocery store you can. But if you do have a choice, if you live in a big city, Eugene is not very big, but it's got like a ton of supermarkets. Try and find your local supermarket, one that's run by the people that specializes in local and organic and all that good stuff, because they're going to have the best bulk section, bottom line. Try and find that place. So that's challenge 1. Find your local grocery store. Challenge 2, take in 2 containers and get those 2 containers weighed in the beginning and fill those 2 containers with your heart's content of whatever you want. So rice or meat or olive oil or honey or peanut butter or cereal, dried fruit, whatever you want. There's so much in the bulk section. And tell me how it goes. I hope it goes well, and I hope that you have some funny stories or sassy cashiers sassing you because they don't know how cool you are being a little earth-saving hippie. Either way, let me know how it goes, or if you have any tips for me on how to get away from the processed tortillas and cheese. I would be more than happy to listen to them and to take your feedback and try it. I would love it. So just let us know if you have any questions or anything like that. Otherwise, we'll see you next week. Bye.